I speak, you speak, we all speak. For ice cream? Welcome to Wednesday's Coffee and Conversation. Well, welcome back, and thanks for joining us. Why don't you grab a coffee or tea or some kind of drink that you would enjoy, and grab some conversation. Grab your family, call up your friends in a safe way, and let's spend some time in conversation and discussion about Sunday's message. So on Sunday, Pastor Werner started a new series called I Speak, all about our words and the way that we use our words. The main emphasis on Sunday was about the power of words to bring life or death. Pastor Werner started in Genesis. In the beginning of creation, everything was dark, formless, void. And into that darkness, into that nothingness, God spoke. And his words brought light and life into the world. We saw a couple chapters later in Genesis 3 that the serpent comes along, and with his words, he tricks Adam and Eve into sin. And the words that he brought led to death. Fast forward to the beginning of John's Gospel, and John makes it clear that Jesus is the Word of God, the Logos of God. And that into the darkness, Jesus spoke, God spoke, and there was life. And into the darkness, Jesus enters, and again, he speaks life. And he declares the good news of the gospel. And again, it brings life. So our words are powerful. They're very part of the universe in which we exist. And they have the power of life and death. Our words are so important because we use a lot of them in our daily interactions with other people. And again, if our words can bring life or death, and we're careless with our words, or we're vengeful with our words, and we're destructive with our words, then that will have a negative impact on others. So we need to be careful. We need to be mindful about how we use our words. So here are 3 questions for us this morning. 2 of them aren't really questions, more exercises. But let's take some time to discuss, to reflect on the power of words in our everyday lives. Because we don't want to just say, hey, that was a great message, and move on with our lives. We want it to impact us. We want it to change who we are, draw us closer to who Jesus is. So the exercise number 1 is this. Reflect on a time when words brought death. Reflect on a time, maybe it was words that you spoke. Maybe it was words that you saw someone else speak to a third person. Or maybe it was words that somebody spoke to you, spoke over you, and it brought death. It brought destruction. It brought bad things into your life. Maybe it was something that somebody said to you and it has just stuck after all these years. You're still carrying it because it just felt like a dagger into your heart, into your soul. So reflect first on a time that words brought death. Maybe it was a time that you were careless with your words. You were heated, you were emotional, you were upset about at someone, and you let your words fly, and it brought destruction. It hurt your relationship with another person. Reflect on that experience. Why did that happen? What could have prevented it from happening? Why are words themselves so powerful and so destructive when used in a negative way? So that's your first exercise. The second exercise is this. Reflect on a time when words brought life. Now that you've reflected on a time where words really had a poor negative effect, reflect on a time that they brought life. Again, maybe it was words that you spoke to somebody else. Someone was downcast, someone was struggling, and you gave them a word of encouragement. You spoke into their life, and you could see the change that made. Maybe it was someone who spoke to you, who gave you encouragement, who gave you that emotional support and energy behind their words because they saw what you were going through. They saw, they could feel, they sympathized with what you were experiencing, and it brought you comfort and brought you life. Reflect on that experience. The power of words again. What was the power of those words? Why did they impact in such a beautiful, positive way? After you've done all that reflection on a time of words of death and a time of words of life, here's your third and final question for today. What will help you lean in to words of life? What will help you engage and strive after living a life where your first go-to, where your response to a different situation and different people is to offer words of life, to offer words of affirmation, words that build others up? What will it take for you to do that? Maybe as you were reflecting on the first couple questions, you realized it's really easy to just go negative and to say a negative thing and to say an aggressive thing right off the bat. Maybe you need to do something in order to address that. Or maybe it's that you feel difficult to bring up words of life and to share good things, and you just need that extra courage and thoughtfulness to just start sharing with other people and words of encouragement in their lives. Maybe even think of just a practical step this week. Someone in your life that you can just speak a word of encouragement to, that you can just share some words of life in order to build them up. Our words have the power of life and death, so how will we use them? Thanks for joining us this morning. You'll find another Coffee and Conversation this Friday morning, and we'll see you on our Sunday online service. God bless you, church.